are many of our people who are thinking more deeply and more broadly, looking at it as it actually is, and are beginning to see it more in the international context and the relation that it has with the African struggle, a human rights struggle, or the struggle for human rights. And as such, we can then take it into the United Nations.
And bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
All right, family, how you guys doing? Once again, my name is Frank Mauba. We are the VCC, which has colonialism. So this organization solely focus on bringing out the issue of Black people and anything that going on around the war against Black people and fighting for Black people. So today's article or today recording is actually about Haiti. And so we say to the people of Haiti, we are with you. So we understand your struggle. Your struggle is our struggle, and your struggle is every Black man's struggle. And we know what you have been through. So the question here is Haiti actually fixing the problem of liberating or standing for liberation against the oppressor, against neo-colonialism, or against colonialism, or against enslavement of Black people. So is Haiti actually still paying the price to this oppressor? So today article, it says the title of the article says we says quite clearly U.S. Out of Haiti, and a statement from the Black Alliance for Peace, the Haiti Action Committee. So this statement actually came about when the United States President Joseph R. Biden, when he tweeted about the Haitian immigrant or migrant. So the tweet, and accompanied by a photo of the United States President, was followed with an English version or translation of Biden's own words. And it says, we can say quite clearly, don't come over. That's the statement of Biden to the Haitian migrant. So it says, we can say quite clearly, don't come over. That says the President of the United States. And the article was actually written by Erica Connie, and the article reads, without having to reprise the vanguard pronouncement of his predecessor about Haiti as a shithole country, President Biden's policies on Haiti is clear. Haitians are not welcome in the United States, and they should not, under any circumstances, attempt to immigrate to the United States. That was the President of the United States speaking. Yet, the intended audience of the tweet was not only Haitian. President Biden's admonishment of Haitian also sent a message to United States citizens that he will be tough on immigration, doing whatever he can to prevent Black migrants from entering the country. I think President Trump, former President Donald Trump, also said the same thing, where he said he want for people to come from Sweden, for white people to come from white nation to come to the United States. So this is the same statement. It may not have been said the same way, but this is the same thing the United States, the current president Biden is actually trying to say here. In his short term in office, President Biden has broken record for the scope, speed, and scale of the deportation of Haitian immigrants currently detained in the United States. So, folks, the issue here is, it doesn't really matter who is sitting on our chair, or it doesn't really matter who is behind the mask, but as long as the message is the same, that's what matters. So the current president and the former president immigration policy is the same. Nothing changed. It doesn't really matter who is behind the mask. But there are more to Biden messages. The tweet, while utterly paternalistic, also fueled a long-standing and deeply racist United States version of Haiti, a version of Haiti dark and restless masses ready to burst the country border, traverse the Caribbean seas, and invade the peaceable century of the White Republic. Remember this. Biden's statement comes to a moment of increased protest against the corrupt, dictatorial, and U.S.-supported regime of Haiti, Jovenel Morsi, and a growing Haiti solidarity movement in the United States. Now, you would think the United States is for the Haitian people, advocating against this corrupt and tyranny and dictatorship within Haiti. You would think the United States, being a democratic nation, because you always preach about democracy. So you would think that the United States will be for the masses of the people, will be for Haiti. But instead, they support the tyrannic government within that part of the world, only because this government is protecting their so-called interest within Haiti. Instead of ascending to the demand of the Haitian people, the United States, through the core group, the United Nations and the OAS, have doubled down on their support of Morsi. It is a sign of the effectiveness of protests inside and out of the country against the Morsi that the U.S. State Department would somewhat pathetically take to social media to try to change the emerging public discourse surrounding the U.S. imperialism in Haiti. So we understand what is going actually here. So the article is long, but I'm going to read it, and then at the end, we'll give a closing statement because we do not want to go over, okay? So, moreover, we cannot forget that while Biden is telling Haitians, don't come over, Haiti and its allies have been saying, U.S. out of Haiti. If the United States can just do that, if the United States can just leave Haiti alone, if the United States can just get away from the Haitian affair, the Haitian economy, I think things will be better for them. They won't find enemies of coming to the United States. Now, if the U.S. have not consistently meddled in Haiti affair, undermining the Haitian democracy and undercutting the Haitian economy, there will be no need for Haitian immigration to the United States. It's quite clear. If the United States can just avoid being in the Haiti affair, I don't think Haiti will have any priority coming to the United States. If they will come, it will just be for a business purpose. And I don't think they will want to come and stay. Because the same life in the United States, that same life will be provided. But the reason why they are coming here is because the United States keep interfering into the people affair and oppressing the people. Moreover, we cannot forget that while Biden is telling Haiti, okay, this has been read. So let's go back here. So back in 1994, President Biden stated, if Haiti just quietly sink into the Caribbean or rose up to 30 feet, it won't matter a lot to the United States interest. And that's real again. That was President Biden back then in 1994. He said, if Haiti just quietly sink into the Caribbean or rose up to 300 feet, it wouldn't matter a lot to the United States interest. To suggest that the first black republic in the world is expendable is profoundly racist. But Biden also showed his profound ignorance to the history of the United States-Haitian relation. Much of Philadelphia's early wealth came from the profit of plantation in Saint Dominic. The Louisiana Purchase would not have been without the Haitian Revolution, Napoleon defeat by the Haitian people. So imagine the contribution the Haitian people or Haiti had made, even to the improvement or enhancement or empowerment or to the progress that the United States had even made today, if it was not for the involvement of the Haitian people. But how can today the United States turn it back again from Haiti? So that go back again from the involvement of Haiti to free all black people from slavery, from colonialism, and from the oppressive behavior of the imperialists. Haiti was a beacon of emancipation for enslaved Africans in the U.S. and throughout the America, becoming a constant cause of fear for white planters. Now imagine what Haiti was doing to free black people. Imagine what Haiti was doing to empower black people, to make African people to come out to voice up, to stand against the oppressive behavior against them. And the plantation, the slaveholder, the slave owner saw that as a threat to their establishment. So again, could that be the case of Haiti being punished today? The U.S. refused to grant diplomatic recognition to Haiti because of this fact, even as white American profiteer and carpet beggar use Haiti as a personal source of profit. In a strategic but clinical move by Abraham Lincoln, recognition was granted Haiti in 1862. For many U.S. politicians, it was a hope that Haiti could become a solution to the Negro problem in the U.S. and home to its population of newly emancipated Africans. Near the end of the 19th century, the U.S. sent Frederick Douglass to Haiti on a field mission to secure a military base at Mont Saint Nicolas for U.S. strategic purposes. We can see that around the world today, what they have done with their military forces around the world. So their military forces or bases being in your country is not in any way it's not in any way a diplomatic relation that will profit or that will be a benefit to that country. But they are in our country for some, I don't know, these that they are there to actually seek information to continue to continue the oppressive behavior, of that country. The U.S. military occupation of Haiti since 1915 to 1934 occurred because of the need of Wall Street interest. Again, you see that of Wall Street interest in Haiti, as well as the strategic location of Haiti via the Caribbean and the Panama Canal. So their military bases are in those countries to actually support or protect their interests. It's not because of the interests of the people. So why would they have base in Haiti when you have the dictatorship of government in Haiti oppressing the masses? The U.S. used the Duvalier regime as a bulwark against the spread of communism in the Caribbean during the Cold War, and the recent United Nations occupation of Haiti have been both to choke the development of progressive forces in the country and to protect U.S. and other foreign interests. That's why they have their military into this country, because it's there to oppress the people and to protect their interests, and also to protect the dictatorship of government within our country, just in case the massive rising people want to overcome the military or the military of that country. Their military is there as a backup to protect their interests and to fight against the masses interest. In short, President Biden, Haiti does matter to U.S. interests. It mattered a lot. But now, the Haitian people are determined to center their own interests. The Haitian people are determined to center Haitian interests. So that is why they are also asking you to back off Haiti. If you can back off Haiti, I believe the Haitian people will back off from migrating or coming to the United States. Just how you said in no way the Haitian will come over here. And just how you have masses of Haitian people in detention center to deport them back to Haiti because of their stand against a dictatorship form of government that you solely protect in Haiti due to your selfish interest. So the Haitian people are also saying, back off Haiti. And they will have no reason coming here because they will want to protect their interest. They will want to protect their decision making, their social and economy and their resources. And they will want to trade with whosoever they want to trade with. And they will want to provide or produce a conducive environment for them. And they will no longer have the interest of coming to the United States because the thing for which they will want to come here, I believe they will provide or they will produce those things within Haiti that will live a comfortable life. You can tell Haitians that they will be denied their internationally protected right to asylum because they are black people. You can continue to deport Haitians from the United States in record numbers, President Biden, but you will not be able to reverse the historical momentum sparked by the spirit of the Haitian Revolution. Haiti will prevail again and again. Mr. President, we tell you this, Haiti will prevail again and again. So in solidarity with the Haitian people, the Black Alliance for Peace says quite clearly to the U.S. to back off Haiti. U.S. out of Haiti. So, in closing, we say to Haiti, all black people, all African people, I with you. So, in that, we say, we are Haiti. And we are currently asking the United States President, Joseph R. Biden, to back off Haiti, hands off Haiti, military out of Haiti, and start supporting the dictatorship of government in Haiti. Start supporting a tyranny form of government in Haiti. The Haitian people want to be free. They don't need your support by supporting a dictatorship of government that continuously to oppress the people. So President Biden, we beg you, hands off Haiti and out of Haiti. Leave the Haitian people, let them monitor and supersede their own affair. I believe if that happens, they will have no means of coming here. If in any way they will come here, it will be for business purposes. And I believe they won't come to stay because the same life that is here will be provided down there for them and by them. So President Biden, as you are deporting the Haitian people back to Haiti in this kind of time under a dictatorship of government because you solely support that dictator in power because of your selfish interests, the Haitian people are saying, hands off Haiti, as you are deporting Haiti. So for that, we say we are Haiti. Thank you.